coffee refiner, a beauty cream and makeup enhancer,
Wow.
Look at your
What a
eye.
difference.
and with still just a tap, a strength and flexibility harmonizer.
Yeah, I definitely felt something different.
This is the Vitalizer. In the absorption, absorption,
Feel silkier.
and perhaps most incredibly, your strength, flexibility, and energy. Amazing.
Wow.
Crazy.
Well, salud. I'm loving it.
Go to www.vitalizerapp.com and make your smartphone brilliant.
The opinions expressed on the following sponsored program are strictly those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
Hi, this is Faith. Welcome to the Faith Washington Show. We will discuss life, business, leadership, family, and fun, and what happens when your view of the world expands. A wide variety of guests will provide insight on how they do business, family, and leadership in their lives. So now, here's today's show. Hey, good evening, everyone. Thanks so much for joining me here on the Faith Washington Show. And we have a remote guest, and we are live on Facebook tonight, Periscope, 95.3 FM, 1470 AM, and the iHeartRadio app, WWNN. And I'd like to welcome my celebrity guest, Chase Backer. Chase, are you on the line?
Hey, yes, I am here.
Hey, Chase is driving.
I am driving.
And I want to let you folks
Thank you for
know.
having me on this show. I'm very excited, and I'm glad to be able to make it while I'm driving. I actually have an hour and a half of driving, so this is perfect. We could stay on here for that long.
We'll just break it up. Anyway,
I'll
Chase.
just keep talking, and if you run out, and you can just like go boop right after it's done. You know, it's fine. You know, he's still talking. It's an hour and a half.
Okay, let me just say this. Chase Backer is the publisher CEO of Metropolitan Magazine and 25A Magazine. He is his own boss. He does his own thing, and he hosts wonderful parties for celebrities, connects people beautifully, and is truly a very kind and patient man. So, yeah, you are, Chase.
Yes. Yes.
So tell me, what's going on? You're driving to New York.
Yeah, I'm driving. It's good. You know, it's perfect. You know, I've nothing better to do than your show.
You know what? I don't think that sounds so good.
It's either that or just like pick my nose or, you know.
You're killing me, dude.
Listen to someone else's radio station.
So
I mean,
tell
what do people do when they drive for like an hour and a half? You know,
Yeah.
call your show.
they call into my show. That's it. Now we know. Now we know exactly what to do.
Yeah.
So Chase,
Well,
tell me something. Tell me about Metropolitan Magazine. I think it's pretty incredible, and so is 25A. Just beautiful content for the discerning palate. Obviously, it's a much more. Both are much more upscale magazines, and just kind of tell me a little bit. How did you get started in this?
Okay, you know what? When I was a kid, when I was 19 years old, about 5 years ago, what I did was I was always fascinated by magazines and how they were put together, and you know what really makes a page. You know, when you see a beautiful woman on a page for an ad, or her hair, or you know, there's a lot involved, and I knew that there was more to it than just a shot, and how they made that shot.
Still with me? Or did I lose you? Chase, call back. We might have a little bit of connection problems occasionally with him driving, so I'm just going to text him and tell him to call back. Anyway, I can't wait to hear this story about how he began his magazine career. He's done a lot of amazing things. I met him, I believe it was back in April or May of this year. My friend Lynn Radice introduced us and a few other people, and the Stars Foundation, which Lynn and I are both on the board of directors. And this was started by Candace Rojas and Lisa Sussman, Sandra Tribioli, Carla, I'm sorry, I can't remember your last name, and Becca Tebon. So, like, the group of us women have begun Stars Foundation. And so this is a shout out to you guys. And that's how we met Chase. He came and kind of interviewed us to find out a little bit more about the organization. So, Chase, are you back, man? No, we're still waiting on him. Okay. Anyway, so like I said, I'll take a little bit of time and talk about Stars Foundation, which is really a nonprofit organization where we are hopefully helping the homeless or those who are less fortunate. We're helping to mentor, educate, give them information on health and well-being, and basically in an all-about, roundabout way trying to up-level and help people. Chase is back on. Perfect. All right. Chase, you there?
Hey, I just told you my whole life story. I hope you heard part of it.
Listen.
Oh my God, going on and on and on. I'm
No,
like, wait a minute.
Chase.
I look
Chase.
down and like,
You got to start again from when you were 19, okay? I'm sorry. You got to give it up.
I'm 19 years old, and I'm looking at magazines, and a lot different than anyone else is looking at them. I'm trying to find out how the pages look the way they do.
Right.
So I took an interest in that, and then, I never did anything with it. When I got older, when I was 45 years old, I started, I had some money, from my profession. I'm a developer, builder developer in New York City. So I took some of that money and started the magazine, and then it was a success from the beginning. I did have someone help me, somebody who was in the luxury magazine industry
Right.
help me. When my magazine first came out, the first issue came out, it was a total success, and people were waiting for it to come out, and it was amazing. And it
How do you do that?
And the guy that taught me everything that he taught me about magazines, my magazine was like way better than his when I was done with it, and it was just ridiculous. And I love what I do. It's amazing, and I had no idea that. I just wanted to produce a lovely publication. I had no idea that all this other fluff comes with it. All this celebrity stuff and parties and events. I had no idea that this stuff. It's a great perk. I get to travel all over the world. I go anywhere, and I travel because they want to see their product or their stuff in my publication. So it's been a really great ride. I definitely recommend anyone who's interested in doing it to just do it and put their all. I love it. I started as a hobby, and it just became a wonderful thing in my life, and I've got 2 magazines now. I'm putting together another 2 in Florida, Boca, and in Palm Beach. Mm-hmm. And you have some wonderful people behind me, and that's it. What else do you want to know?
Yeah, to me, that's just incredible. I mean, you started, and my question is, how did you start out and it was successful right away? Chase, that's unheard of. You start a magazine and it's just like poof out of the gate.
Okay. Well, I got involved. People knew that I was doing the magazine, so I got involved with people who are writers, and they came and they would write for me. So then they introduced me to other people. They asked me to come to these fancy parties, and they said, "Yeah, it's great. You're doing this. We want to be part of it, and we'll help you." So everybody was on my side, a group of people, and they knew a group of other people. So when I first came out with the magazine, I had a huge party. I had over 1,000 people show up for the party because of all these other people, and they wanted to know what this thing was and what it was and who this person was. They saw me and they met me and they said, wow, this guy looks like a publisher. This guy, let's see what he can do. So they all came. I threw an amazing party for them. It was like
wow.
free food, entertainment. I had people dancing. It was like the best party you can imagine. I went all out with the party. It was great. People loved it. And from that point on, they just expected me to give them more of these parties. And I figured, you know what, why not? I'll do it. So I kept giving them more parties. And then I picked up some advertisers. Some huge advertisers started coming in and some salespeople doing it. And it was just like amazing. It was like a dream come true.
Wow. And you are definitely you're the connector of people. That's the one thing I noticed about you, is that you have this genuineness and this ability to connect people. Tell me about that.
Thank you. I think you're the same way. You know what? When I met you, I figured, you know what? This girl is genuine, and you do what you do because of who you are and how people love to hear you and see you, and you get the whole package. So, for me, I think what you do is amazing.
Thank you.
You bring people together. You really do. You bring out and you're very kind to me. I don't know why. Why are you so kind?
Because I love people. I can't help myself.
I know. You're great. Precious.
Thank you.
Precious.
Thank you, Chase. Thank you.
So we are connected now with big celebrities. We've had on the cover. We were honored to have Gwyneth Paltrow. We had Leonardo DiCaprio. We had Sarah Jessica Parker, Natalie Portman. We had Bobby Flay, the chef. We had Andrew Zimmern, the chef. We had from Animal House. What's that guy's name? Harrison or something like that.
I don't know.
Then now we have a good lineup right now. Also, we had Trump back before he was president.
Wow.
And we have coming up. We have A-Rod coming up for the cover.
Ooh, cool. A-Rod, folks. A-Rod's going to be on the cover. And who else?
A-Rod. We're shooting actually at the place in the Hamptons. Going out there next week, and we're gonna hang out at his house and possibly do a photo shoot the following week.
Nice.
Jennifer Lopez is there also. She's going to be on one of the future covers.
There you go. So A-Rod and J-Lo. It's a double header.
Yeah, exactly. That's good. We love double headers. Speaking of double headers, we should introduce to the public Donald Jr. and Kimberly Guilfoyle from the Fox National News, that they are dating. It's official. It's out, and we were the first ones to bring it out. And we have her also coming up on one of the covers, and we have Tyra Banks coming up.
Oh, awesome! Yeah.
Yeah.
So you get to meet everybody, and then everybody just wants to be on the cover of the magazine. What do? Stand in line or call you and say,
"Well,
Chase, can we come on?"
The publicist calls me. The publicist calls us, and then we let them know what's available, depending on who they are and what they have coming up. And we do it that way. Absolutely.
Chase, I want a magazine cover, okay? Just for future reference.
That's a no-brainer. Are you kidding me? You don't even have to think about that. You pick your month. Hey.
December, baby. December.
According as that may be, you really did. I mean, you're gorgeous. You're tall. You're a tall glass of water. Is that what how they describe it? Gorgeous.
Thank you. You're funny. So, you came into town and we met you with the Stars Foundation. You were kind enough to.
Stars Foundation. I love that.
Yes, you gave us a bunch of coverage in your magazine, and then you also did a special on Becca T-Bon for fitness, which was really cool.
Becca,
yeah.
We did a nice cover. We gave her a nice spread. Yes.
That was really nice. And that's just, to me, that's very impressive that you would, give us that slot to promote.
You guys are doing big things. They're doing great things, huge, and they're helping other people. When you get to a position where you can help, I love that.
Yeah, it is. It's a beautiful thing. You can't complain about that. That's what we're here to do. We're really here to give back.
Sure.
It's all about people.
Families, and some people don't have families.
Right.
People need families. So that's a great thing. The Stars Foundation is something that it's like family, right?
Yep, it is. Those women they're wonderful. Really, really great gals. Lots of fun to work with.
How did a bunch of hot women get together like that? Normally, hot women don't
Well,
care about it.
wait a second.
Hard.
Let's qualify that. Women that you consider quote unquote hot, but they have heart and they also are all very intelligent, which is very helpful.
Yeah, that's how I describe it. That's it, nothing else.
So tell me a little bit more about the direction of 25A magazine. Now that's your magazine for down here in West Palm and Boca. Is that correct? Am I stating that correctly?
25A magazine is the reason why you asked before why it was so successful is I had a vision to bring people and make them aware of Long Island and the Hamptons, make them aware of where they live and what the history of Long Island is.
Oh wow!
So Long Island. You heard of The Great Gatsby? You know, it
yes.
was a great book, and it's about this very wealthy man who lives in a mansion on Long Island on the Nassau North Shore area, but in the old days there were hundreds of Gatsbys, not just one, and they all came from Europe and they built these huge homes, and they bought a sport with them, a polo sport with them, and their stories is what we write about, and we let people know that there's a mansion in everyone's backyard in Long Island, and these are the huge, like Tiffany was there, Standard Oil was there, Tesla was there, who else? It's just a wealth of people that come. You know, there's a place in Long Island, it's called the Oheka Castle, and it's the biggest castle in the country. It's 119,000 square feet.
Are you kidding me? Did you just say 190,000 square feet?
119.
Dude, that's huge.
The biggest mansion, in the Northeast, I think, in this country. So the person who built it, his name was Herman Otto Kahn, and the castle is called Oheka. It's his initials. So Oheka Castle. You played Monopoly, I'm sure, right?
Yes. Park Place.
You know that little guy, the Monopoly guy, the little guy with
yes, with a hat.
That's him. That's the guy who they mimic, the guy who owns that castle. His name is Herman Otto Kahn. So he really is a real person. You know, when you play Monopoly, that guy, was one of the biggest industrial guys back in the day, where the Rockefellers,
right.
The Vanderbilts were big, and I know a lot of the Vanderbilts. They still live, on Long Island. There's thousands of them. There's tons of mansions on Long Island for the Vanderbilts. There's the Grace family. These are the first families that came. So we write about them, and people are intrigued that their neighborhood has, there were 500 castles or mansions. Now there's only 200 left because they've been torn down.
Wow.
But we educate people and let them know that, Land's End was there, but it's gone now. But we let people know that there's, Woolworth Mansion is there, and Safada was there. What's it called? Tons of mansions. It escapes my brain right now, but
the history. At the history, I would have. You know what? People don't know that.
Rich history that Long Island brings, and those are the first people who, you've seen the movie The Great Gatsby.
Right.
That was made. Actually, they made the movie in that area, and Leonardo DiCaprio was there, and that's when we had him on the cover. and we met with him, and he actually got a copy, and he signed one of our magazines. It's with 25A. So we do the Hamptons with 25A and the Long Island, and we bring the history and we write about it. So it's very interesting. A lot of wealthy people on Long Island, one of the biggest, most wealthiest areas in the country, and that they're intrigued about it, what we write about, and then we bring the fashion and the sports, the travel, all that stuff, and it's a niche market. We're not trying to, distribute the magazines all over the place.
Right.
We're in just one area. And then we have Metropolitan Magazine, which is New York City. It's all about New York City's lifestyle. And, I'm talking the life. Yeah, I could do an hour and a half.
That's just, to me, I didn't know that that's what you were, that you were writing about the history of Long Island. And I mean, that's a lot of very pertinent content because, all over our country, there is, great, rich history. And to bring that to light in a magazine and then also do, the luxury niche in the fashion and travel and things like that, I think that's amazing. Yeah. And it really is. They're both beautiful magazines. I mean, just looking through them.
It is beautiful. We, I didn't skimp on the paper. The paper stock. It's the glossy cover. It's a little bit wider than your, 8x10, 8x11, and it's gorgeous inside. We've got the paper stock is just like second to none, and we feel that it costs more money to produce, but we feel that people in our area deserve something wonderful, and what they're doing right now is from day one. You want to hear something funny?
Yes.
People are collecting the magazines, right?
Right.
So this guy calls me, comes to my office, this financial guy, and he wants to advertise. He says, I love your magazine. I collect every single cover. I have it, but I don't have the one with Gwyneth Paltrow on it. So I went online looking for it, and I saw that someone was selling it. I go, really? Yeah, and it was selling it on eBay. I said, wow. So this was like early on when I first started the magazine.
Wow.
I couldn't believe people not just collecting them, but they're actually, somebody's collecting them and selling them.
That's pretty cool.
I went online to check out what this magazine was selling for, because we distribute it for free. We give it out,
right?
To the area. We want to make sure that everyone gets a copy. So I went online and I saw eBay, not just that one, but almost every copy that we produce is being sold and on eBay for like all crazy prices.
Wow.
$1, $20, $30, $100. I'm like, wow.
That's pretty
really
cool,
like,
Chase.
That blew my mind when I saw that. So somebody enjoys it enough, and the way they describe it, the rich covers, glossy with this on it, and blah blah blah. So it was good. It felt good to see that someone else enjoys what I put out, what I like the people to see through my eyes.
Yeah, and it is fascinating because that is exactly how I would describe it, is something that you've created and put on paper, and that way people can look through it and see that the beauty that you see, because you get to see all these people and the fashion and everything that's connected with it. So I find that fascinating. But the history stuff I like even better. That's really cool.
Yeah, fashion is big. So we bring the new fashion. So we're at Fashion Week, and we bring in the new styles and sold out. So listen, it's a fun thing. I enjoy doing it. It's a fun job. It's not even a job. Like
it's not work.
No, it's not work at all.
Okay, except for one thing.
Enjoyable.
So tell me this: what happens when you have deadlines? What do your peeps do when you have deadlines?
Well, we always have deadlines, and the writers never bring the stuff in on time. And what we have to do is that we tell them if they don't bring it in, it's not going to be printed. Then we have backup, and we go through the photos. I direct all the cover shots. So every cover shot I direct and make sure that their vision comes out the way they're supposed to be. So what I do is I study the subject, and I see who they are. I study them, and I make sure that their look, the way I see them, is portrayed on the cover. And then we take thousands of pictures, and we narrow it down to 4, and then between 4, we process of elimination, we take them out, and bring one final cover shot, and then we use some others inside for the spread.
Wow, that's a lot. That's a lot of work for a cover, man. That's a lot of work.
Oh, you wouldn't know. I mean,
can't imagine. I can't. Thousands of pictures down to 4.
There's so much work. There's hair, there's makeup, there's wardrobe, there's styling, and then location, and then camera guy. Camera guys are very difficult, they don't listen. and then there's.
I heard that.
They're horrible. They're horrible. They you know what? If they're good, I just leave them alone. But if they say, yeah, I got it, and they don't give it to me the way it's just ridiculous. So after all that's done, then we get the photos, and then we have to do the story, we do the interview, and then put that together. Then the art director, puts it all together on page. Then it's not just a picture we took. We have to size it right on the page, make sure we either zoom in on it, place it right on the page, and
right.
It's everything. It's not just a cover. Every page is like that.
Yeah, and they're all perfect. So it's just so much. There's so much more that goes into a publication of this nature and this quality that I'm really just blown away.
Well, the thing is, a lot of people want to start a magazine. A lot of people create one, but they don't know how to do it the way. Look, if you look through the magazine and it looks good to you, then I did a good job. If you don't say, "Hey, wow, what is that?" That's not right. Then I did a bad job.
Yeah.
Because everyone thinks that they could just get the picture and the text, and that's it.
No, that's not it. Yeah.
The latest page to make it look where people can read it correctly, and it paints to whatever the photo is, and it has to flow right throughout the pages. And I even design ads for people, and I love doing it. I love designing ads. I actually wanted to. I wanted to work for.
Oh, Chase, I hate to cut you off, but I'm going to have to because the show is over. Thank you so very much for calling in tonight. Man, I so appreciate it. You don't even know. I'm so grateful.
We're not gonna continue for another hour?
No, I'm sorry. I can call you after the show and talk to you.
All right, baby. Thank you.
All right, Chase. Thank you so much.
Love you so much. Okay, bye-bye.
Okay, bye. Folks, thank you so much for joining the Faith Washington Show tonight. We had a blast with Chase Backer, publisher, CEO of Metropolitan Magazine and 25A Mag. And we are live here on Facebook, Periscope, 95.3 FM, 1470 AM, and the iHeartRadio app, WWNN. We'll see you here next week, 7:30 p.m. Thursday night. Thanks so much, folks. Have a really great week. Bye-bye. You've been listening and watching The Faith Washington Show, where we have widened your view of the world. Our guests share their business, family, and fun life hacks to make your world better. Hope you've learned something to apply to your life and business.
The opinions expressed on